Man. I wasn't even gonna record today, but I literally just got off the phone with one of my best friends, man. One of my closest friends. And how we met is like so ironic, right? It's fate. It was definitely fate how I met him, right? Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to one of my like literally a day one. Like if I had I literally have 2 day ones, right? 2 day ones. Rum, Andrew, day one. Like I'm kind of my oldest friend in terms of how long I've known him because I had a falling out with uh a different friend, right? But Rum, day one, right? We met, we was thrown into a department together and became friends instantly. Where I feel like I became his friend instantly, and I learned so much from him, bro. I learned so much from him and the way he is with his son. And then I got Brandon. Brandon is the most humblest, funniest dude you'll ever meet. And Rum is funny too. Rum is hella funny. Like he's hilarious. Sidebar. This is not a sidebar. This is gonna be 100 Simple Life Truths, episode 92. Living the width of your life. Living the full width of your life. I wasn't gonna record today because I'm so ahead of the game. I'm so ahead of where I was expecting myself to be. So I was giving myself some time to just kind of relax and not have to like worry about recording or anything like that. But I'm coming upstairs to come like finish up my homework. And it's October 15th at 7:14 p.m. I'm coming upstairs to come finish up my homework. And as soon as I hit the landing, Brandon calls me. And he's like, yo, man, da da da. He's telling me a story. And I don't think some of y'all understand what it's like to motivate yourself within motivating someone else. Right. And not to say he called me for motivation or he called me for anything. He just called me to update me on his life. Right. And the conversation turned into something else, right? I don't think that's what he was intended for me to call me for. But then I started like explaining to him certain things that went on in my life that led me to where I'm at, and certain things that I seen in him that led him to where he's at, and just giving him the honest spiel about life and just how this thing works, how everything happens for a reason, how everything is already meant to be, is already destined. As long as you have the proper preparation and you prepare perfectly, when the opportunity comes, as long as you prepare for when it comes, you'll have no issues. And everything is not meant for you. Everything that you want is not meant for you. Everything that you want is not something that you need. And this is why I tell y'all, write down the things that you want and write down the things that you need and figure out what aligns and what doesn't. And sometimes even within that list, it may not really resonate until you're really going after the things that you want more than the things that you need. And it could be, oh, you want this job, but this job may not be something that you need. It may be something that you want financially, it may be something that you need financially, right? But there's other ways, there's millions of ways to make money, right? And some jobs that you go for, when you get turned down for it, it's not the end. It's not the that's not something that should be discouraging for you. You should be like, oh, you know what? Cool. And then you get back to the drawing board and you figure out what you need to do to go get something else. Right? Every loss or every missed opportunity is not something to be sad about, something to it is something to dwell on so you can reevaluate like why you went for this, what went wrong. And it's a blessing when you're actually told what went wrong. It's a blessing to actually know why you didn't get what you wanted, right? And we don't always get that opportunity. And what I was telling him, basically what I was telling him is that, yo, like at the end of the day, you got so many different opportunities. There's so many missed opportunities that I had. What a lot of people don't know about me is when I first met Brandon, um, when I first met him, I was so gun ho on becoming a Customs and Border Patrol agent. Like that was my only goal. I wanted to be a Customs and Border Patrol agent. And to be honest, I wanted to do that for the money. I thought the money was gonna be something that would change my life. And honestly, they maxed out at like 150K. Maxed out 150K after I think what 5-10 years maxed out. Couldn't make any more unless the the money went up, the laws changed, whatever the case may be. 150K. And when I look back at it, right, and we was talking, it's like, bro, if I actually went through with that and actually became a Customs and Border Patrol agent, I don't know where I'll be right now. Because for one, I don't agree with anything that's going on at the border. For two, 150K is way less than my growth potential. Like way less, like way less. And three, I was only doing it for the money, and a lot of things that I've experienced now since failing the polygraph, I'll be honest with you, I failed the polygraph, right? And it happened. I won't give you too much details, right? But I was made out to be a liar, right? I didn't. I was made out to be a liar in a negative way. It's hard to explain. So it's hard to explain. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but basically, I failed the polygraph test because obviously I thought I was lying, but I wasn't. And well, technically I was, but I was lying for their own benefit. It's hard to explain, and maybe I'll have tell that story one day. But that's what I'm trying to say is so many different paths that I could have went down in life. I actually got accepted to the JetBlue pilot program, right? And I was supposed to move to Florida and go to pilot school and become a JetBlue pilot, right? And although my goal is to still become a pilot after I graduate with the degree that I'm getting now, I don't want to be a pilot for commercial airline. I just want to be able to fly my personal plane every weekend, or just randomly have to go to a meeting in Dallas, and instead of having to book a flight, I just go to the hangar, get my plane, and just go. You know what I mean? Being a private, being a commercial pilot license, getting my commercial pilot's license, although I would have got it for free, and I would have been able to fly a private plane and a commercial plane, it would have, for one, I wouldn't be making as much money. And as you all know, I'm money hungry. I'm not power hungry. I'm completely money hungry. I could care less about, even in the job that I have now, I'm a manager, but I don't care about the power. If I can make what I'm making now as just a regular person, I would do that. I'm fully money hungry, and I always look for more money in everything I do. More money, more money, more money. Don't really care about the titles. Don't care about the power or being able to delegate. No, I'm here for the money. I'm gonna apply for the job that is gonna offer me the most money, whether it's being as a manager or being as just a regular worker. I don't care. I have no. I don't have ego in that aspect. Have an ego in that aspect into where I need to be in charge. Nah, just pay me well. Just pay me well. So I had the opportunity to become a pilot, turned that down, and now that I look back at it, it's like I wouldn't have wanted to be a pilot because for the hours that they work and the pay that they make, it just doesn't align. It just doesn't align. So that's just two examples of opportunities that I could have went down that would have put me in a completely different path, right? Of where I'm at right now. I was explaining that to him. Is like, yo, like, I know you may feel some type of way now in the moment, but when you look back at it, bro, it's gonna be a blessing. It's a blessing that I failed that polygraph test, because the way the border is now, not to get into anything political, but the border is horrible. We have the worst, I don't want to say the worst, but we have a destroyed border, the worst border we've had in my lifetime, right? And as a commercial pilot, I don't think I would like it, right? I'm not really a people person. You guys see me talking on here, but I don't really interact with people too well, right? And that's kind of what you need to do to have a pilot's license. I'm smart enough to do it, 100% smart enough to do it, but the intricate details about it, the things that they don't teach you, like the interpersonal skills, I don't feel like I have, right? I can fake it up until so much. And I say all of that to say the way Someone asked me in the comments a couple days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, if I was a life coach. And I'm not. I'm not a life coach, right? I just speak from the heart. I say what I feel, and although some of the things that I say may sound motivational or may sound inspirational, but I'm really just saying how I feel, the truth about how I see the world. And there's negativity is only what you perceive. If you want to see the negative in the world, you'll see the negative in the world. If you want to see the positive in the world, you'll see the positive in the world. It's all about what you feed. It's all about what you feed. There's nothing wrong with seeing. It's not to say there's nothing wrong with seeing negative. We're all gonna see negative in our lives, right? We're all gonna be able to acknowledge the negative things in our lives. But if we feed into that negativity, that's what destroys us. When we feed into the positivity, that's what uplifts us. That's what makes us better. That's what makes us who we are. You know what I mean? That makes us more of who we are. Because no one on this earth is inherently a negative person, right? We're taught negativity. We're taught when you're a kid, everyone you're given, I would say majority, right? I understand like some people don't have the greatest childhood, but majority of parents want to see the best in our kids, in their kids, our kids, whatever the case may be, and they want to see greatness come from them. So what they do is they motivate them and give them the positivity. You know what I mean? You make mistakes as a kid, and you learn that a mistake is a mistake. You know what I mean? As long as you can acknowledge your mistake and move on. Of course, you don't learn it as a kid, but it's so it's so motivational to know that I could speak life into my friends, excuse me, and expect nothing back, right? And I told him this, right? I told him no matter where I go, as long as I'm elevating, he's right there next to me. He's coming with me no matter where I go. There's certain people in this world that I have an understanding with, and it's not even a verbal understanding. It's just the way we know each other, the way we speak. Rum, Sha, Tay, Brandon, um, in terms of like friends, like legit friends, no matter where I go in life, those those four is coming with me, no matter what. No matter, well, as long as I elevate, I'm never gonna bring them down. If I go down, they stay in their greatness, right? Hopefully they'll bring me up. I mean, I know for a fact they'll bring me up. But what I was telling him today is that you take no losses. You literally take no losses. As long as you're still alive and as long as you're still moving forward, you take no losses. You only lose when you stop. You only lose when you stop. So keep chasing those dreams. Keep the motivation, and I'm always here. And it's something. And in the conversation I was having with him, not only was I motivating him, and I could feel when he was talking, I could feel him get up and start listening and start and really was like, yo, and you know what he said to me? He said, thank you. And I was like, don't thank me. Just prove me right. Just go out there and prove me right. You know what I mean? I'm giving you all this information. I've got that information from someone else. Someone else that believed in me gave me the information. And the only thing that I could do is give that information to someone I believe in. Right? And being able to motivate yourself to motivating other people is something that is like is underrated. It's really, really underrated. And I know I've been talking way off topic for 14 minutes now, but if you're still here, we're gonna get into the episode. Like I said, I only got onto this because I felt the motivation and I felt inspired. So shout out to him, bro. Shout out to a true day one. Like I say like day three, but I it was an instant connection when I met him, right? You know what I mean? And he's such a genuine soul, like you know what I mean. And me, I'm very standoffish, but he pushed, right? And then we just was like, you know what? I was like, I like this dude, bro. I'm a rock with him. And of course, I met him at a job, right? Most of my friends I met at a job. Sha I met and Sha is the only person I didn't meet at a job, which is I met him at an after school program, right? That my mom was running at the time. Um, But yeah, man. I'm gonna get right into this. Living the width of your life. I feel like that means living every day to your fullest. I haven't read it obviously yet. Is episode 92. Um, you'll call your friends. Call your friends and just have a conversation. You know what I mean? I told him too, like, yo, like we may not talk every day, every week, every month, but we definitely talk every year. But sometimes we go 2, 3 months without talking, and he'll call me, I'll call him, and it's like, yo, we just catch up, realize that we still on the same path, we still both got the same vision of growth, and even if I don't agree with his, which I do, I agree with the path that he's on, I agree with everything that he wants for his life. Even if I didn't agree with it, as long as he's not hurting nobody, as long as his dream is not to kill somebody, I'm always motivated. I'm always agree with him. He could say he want to be a I don't know. He could say that he wants to, I don't know, something crazy that I don't agree with. I don't know. He could say he want to be a male stripper, and I'd be like, yo, if that's what you want to do and you want to be happy, bro, go for it. You know what I mean? Like I don't agree with that, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, I know who you are. I know where your heart and your soul is at, and I want rich friends, and he's a very rich friend. You know what I mean? I don't got the money right now. He don't got the money right now in terms of like rich. Like we good. We you know what I mean? We able to do what we need to do in life, but we're not at the point to where we can sit back and buy back our time. Right. But I'm always motivate him to go after his dreams no matter what. I'm never gonna shit on his dreams or say, oh, you can't do this or you shouldn't do this. As long as I know who you are in your heart of hearts and it doesn't affect me or other people, you're not hurting nobody, go for it, bro. Go for it. All love to my friends, man. All love to my real friends that I can motivate myself with and motivating them, bro. Cause it's a win-win. No one loses in that. And it's been times where I called him. It's been times where I called Sean. I'd be like, yo, bro, I talk to me, and they'll jump right into it, like, yo, what's wrong? And I'll be like, yo, today's not one of my best days, and they'll just get right into it. Yo, bro, you know who you are? I say the same thing to them. I'm like, you know who you are, bro? Bro, you did this, you did that. Like, what you mean today not your day? Every day is your day, bro. This year, this year, month. It's cool to, yeah, bro. It's a lot. Let me get into this, man. I'm motivated. I'm motivated, man. I like the space that I'm in, and while talking to him, I realized a lot about myself and a lot about where I'm at right now in life. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need. I was really just chilling. I was really about to come in here and do some homework, which I'm still gonna do. But let me get this off. Let me get this off. Do you simply want to live the length of your life or the width as well? What are you capable of? What are you capable of? Like, ask yourself that question. Don't put it in the comments. Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself, what are you capable of? And be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What are you capable of? Me, I know what I'm capable of. And I want to learn and grow so that I'm capable of more. That should always be the goal. You can say what you're capable of right now today, what you can go get up and do right now, but then you should always not limit yourself to just what it is that you can do today. Tomorrow you should be capable of more. You know what I mean? And then the day after that, be capable of more. Just keep increasing your capabilities. I don't know. Your mama don't know. Neighbors, what? Neither do others encouraging teaching friends neither do your encouraging teachers or friends, but you do. Correct. Correct. That goes into the whole conversation I just had earlier, right? I'm sitting there motivating him, showing him, well, telling him things that how I feel. He's thinking about doing certain things. I'm telling him go for it, how I see it, how he can maybe do it better, maybe do it, you know what I mean? Just giving him the encouragement that he needs, right? But I don't know what he's capable of. Only he knows what he's capable of. I can tell him what I think he's capable of, but he knows himself way more than I will ever know him. You know why? Because he's with himself all day, every day, 24/7. He's seen himself at his lowest, he's seen himself at his highest. And whether he realized it at that time, he's still seen it. Right? Because I could be this could be my peak right now, and I don't know that. But I still think I'm destined for so much greater than what I'm doing right now. But I don't know if I'm ever gonna achieve that. I would hope so. I know so. I know I will. But who knows? Who knows? This may be the length and the width of my life. It may be the end. And with that, I'm content because I could go to sleep today saying that although I didn't achieve everything that I wanted to achieve, I achieved everything that I needed to up until this moment. So ask yourself, what are you capable of? Can't nobody tell you what you're capable of. Only you know what you're capable of. Our time is on a budget, and like all budgets, you use it or you lose it. Bruce Lee died at 32, but he seems immortal because he spent the length living the width and accomplishing in that time what many of us have only dreamed of. Man, that puts a lot into perspective. I'm 32. Brandon is crazy, right? Because my two greatest friends, right? My two greatest friends, Brandon and Rum. Rum, I believe, is 9 years older than me, sometimes 10, given the year, given the month, and I'm 9 years older than Brandon. You see how it is. So it just worked out that way. And then me and Sha, I think I'm older than Sha by like 1 year, right? But me and Sha is getting closer and closer every day because we come from the same place, like literally the same place. Um, great individuals have a great amount of time in the days. Great individuals have the same amount of time in a day as we do. They have the same number of hours, minutes in a day, but for many reasons, they choose to spend those hours and minutes very differently. And that goes into kind of me recording this video right now because you never know. And again, I'm gonna say this a million times. These videos, I'm not really here for the following. I hope that I can motivate people within motivating myself, which is the whole premise of these videos, is for me to be able to look back at them in 5-10 years and be like, you know what, bro, I was different back then, and look at me now. It's a look at me now, look what I've accomplished type of situation, right? And when he says people that are great, they just choose to spend their hours and their days a little differently, right? I agree with that because when I came up here, I was getting ready to go do my homework, which would have excelled me or pushed me forward within my knowledge to obtain my degree, right? And you know what I mean? Every assignment gets me one step closer. Every assignment makes me 1% better, 1% closer to my degree. And of course, if you weigh it, it may be more than 1%, but whatever. Or maybe less than 1%. Because it's over the span of the 4 years, I did way more than 100 assignments. So it's going to be less than 100%. I mean, less than 1%. But every assignment that I do, no matter what, how much percent it is, I'm getting closer to my degree, closer to my goal. And then in retrospect, I'm not doing homework right now, but I'm recording this video, which is also getting me 1% closer to my goal of having 100 videos of the 100 Simple Life Truths. So I'm choosing to spend my minutes and my hours advancing myself, pushing myself forward, right? Whether it be in one aspect or the other. So pay attention to how you're spending your minutes and your hours and your days. And I say it every time. Well, I don't say it every time, but it's something I came up with. You got to savor every second, embrace every minute, love every hour, and compete every day, right? Every single day, you got to understand that you're going outside to compete. When you wake up, you understand that you're in competition. You're in competition. Even if you leave the house 1 minute earlier than you did yesterday, you get to work 1 minute earlier. You know what? You're better. You're 1 minute better than you was yesterday, right? Even if you create one video today, right? You read one book, you learn one new word. That's just spending your hours and your minutes in a productive manner to become great. And to become great. And some people's goal may not be to become great, but to become enough, to become steady, to achieve what they want to achieve. No matter what it is that you're achieving, what it is that your goal is to achieve, and what it is that you're thriving for, you're striving for, you need to be working towards that every single day. And it's okay to take days off because I was gonna take a day off. and I would have felt no way about it. You know why? Because I'm already ahead of the game. I prepared properly, and the opportunity came, so now I am performing perfectly. um, I really like this lighting. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know. Is that better? I don't know. I need a haircut, but I digress. Yeah, the person who cured cancer for good could be reading this right now or watching TV in the other room. Even in Sheikh heritage, the third guru didn't get into the game until his 70s, and it's never too late to start. And finishing last is better than didn't finish, which is better than didn't start. Major key, major facts. It's never too late to start, right? If I compared myself to Bruce Lee, he died at 32, and I started this at 33. I would have never started, right? I'm on my own time. I'm on my own journey. You're on your own time. You're on your own journey. Your minute and my minute are the same minute, but they're ours to own. You know what I mean? I own my minutes doing this. You own your minutes listening and hopefully learning and growing, right? Even watching these videos can make you 1% better because you take the knowledge that I'm trying, you know what I mean, doing my best to deliver to you, and then you do what it is that you need to do with it and transform it into action, right? So it's never too late to start, and finishing last and even failing at it is better than not starting at all, because the minute you start, you're already, not to compare, but you're already better than the millions of people that never started that has the same idea as you, because we are unique in our thought process and our unique thoughts, but we are not unique in our ideas of what we want, because a lot of people in this world want the same thing you want. Their path is just different, right? Their outlook is just different. Their goal may be worded just a little differently, but the minute you start, you're automatically better than all of those. You already competed. You already beat most of the competition of the people that will never start, right? And it's not to compare yourself to, oh, he did it, I didn't do it. It's to compare yourself to your yesterday. You compare your today to yesterday, right? And yesterday you didn't start, but today you did. So you're already better than yourself. You're already 1% better. Jay-Z said, Don't be a good, don't be good, my nigga, be great. What what greatness lies within you? You don't have it in you to share with the world. What? I don't know if Jay-Z ever said this. Jay-Z said, Don't be good, my nigga, be great. What's greatness lies within you? What greatness lies within you? Okay, that's the question. What greatness lies within you? You have to answer that. You have to be able to answer that question within yourself. Like, what greatness do you want to achieve? What legacy do you want to leave? And do you have it in you to share it with the world? You have to be able, it's not about knowing your greatness, it's about actually living out your greatness, and letting that greatness come to fruition, coming to the forefront. You know what I mean? Showing, leaving your mark on the world. Because someone else asked me, right? Oh, what if I just think it? What if I just think it? I said, no, you can't just think it. You have to live it. You have to speak it. There's power in, my response was, there's power in verbal communication, but there's power in action. People don't know what you're thinking until you go and do it. You know what I mean? And I know sometimes I say, action is the absence of thought, but you put your thought into it, and then you proceed with the actions, and then your actions, um what's the word I'm looking for, they accumulate, and then the outcome is your achieved goals. Your outcome is your achieved goals. So we don't care what you're thinking about. We care about what you're actually going to do, because I can sit here and think that I'm going to fly a plane, but none of that matters until I actually go and do it. None of it. Not a single thought matters until I actually get up there and do it. And the minute I go up in there and do it, I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm my only competition. I am my only competition. I got to be better than what I was yesterday. And how I do that, the easiest way to do that is to do today what you thought about yesterday. The easiest way to be better than yourself yesterday is to do what you thought about yesterday. If it could be as simple as, oh, you thought about cooking. You thought about cooking yesterday. I want to cook, but you know what? I'm not gonna cook. I'm gonna just order some food, whatever the case may be. Today you cooked, so now you're already better than yourself yesterday, because yourself yesterday was lazy. Yourself yesterday, instead of putting that hour and a half into cooking a meal, you just ordered the food. It came in 15 minutes and you ate it. You ordered the food, ate the food in less than the time it would have took you to cook the food, right? So you was lazy. And of course, this is just a arbitrary example, because sometimes you gotta have a quick meal, right? But if your desire was to cook, don't limit yourself to muffling your desires based on outside forces. If that's what you really want to do, get up and do it. And if you don't do it today, do it tomorrow. Because you're competing with, if you're lazy today, don't be lazy tomorrow. You're only allowed so many lazy days before you become lazy. Before you can actually be classified as a lazy person. And nobody wants a lazy person. You gain nothing in being lazy. Things that you want is gonna come from grinding. It's gonna come from the work ethic that you put in. It's gonna come from the hours, the days, the minutes, the weeks, the years. It's gonna come from that. And I told my friend today too. I told him, listen, you're ahead of the game. You know what you want. A lot of people at your age don't know what they want, right? And you can save 20 years by grinding for 10. You don't need to hustle. You don't need to sit there and work, and retire when you're 65. You don't need to do that. You put in that grind now. You sacrifice 10 years of your life, and you could retire 15 years early. But 20 years early, you could retire at 40, 45. That gives you an extra 20 years to actually live life, to live the freedom that most people want. And a lot of people don't want it because they haven't seen it. You know what I mean? A lot of people, we live in certain areas where we don't see people make it. We don't see people live the life that we see on TV. We don't see people actually put the time and put the dedication in. A lot of people fizzle out after 10 days, after a week. Some people never even make things become a habit. They say it takes 21 days for a habit to form. A lot of people make it at 20 days, and then that next day they just need it to be better one more day. And they can't make it. They can't put it together. They can't lock it in. And then they gotta start over. And they keep starting over, keep starting over, keep starting over, when all they got to do is keep taking those steps. Of course, it's easier said than done. It's way easier said than done. But you know what else is easier said than done? I don't know where I was going with that. You know what else is easy? Dying broke, working for 60, 65, well, not 65 years, obviously, but working for 45 years. If got your first job at 20, you got to retire at 65. That's 40 years. Well, 45 years, and dying with nothing. Dying have given everything to your job or your career, and not being able to see the world, being able to travel. And some people don't have those ambitions because they haven't seen it. You know what I mean? You can only believe something is possible if you've seen it. No one's gonna be able to think of the impossible. It's very rare for somebody to think of the impossible. We get ideas from seeing it being done. We be able to say, oh, you know what, I want to do that. I want to do that. What if I do? But the ideas come from somewhere. And a lot of us, they haven't seen it. A lot of us haven't been, some people haven't been, and of course, it's everyone's idea of success, and everybody's ideas are different. Some things that people like, other people don't like, right? Some, I could sit here and say some people have never been 5 miles away from their home, right? Some people don't travel, right? That's to say some people don't travel. But someone else can say about me, oh, this guy has never, what haven't I done? This guy has never skydived. Some people never skydive. You know what I mean? Like, for one, I'm afraid of heights, and it's not something that I want to do. I will do it one day, though. I do plan on doing it. I'm gonna have to do it, especially if I'm gonna own a plane. And they will. Some people that have done it or want to do it can say that about me, who, even though I know it exists, is something that I've seen before. Is not something that I want to do. Right. So I personally can't judge somebody for saying, oh, for people that don't want to travel, they just don't want to travel. That's perfectly fine. We're not all here for the same reasons, nor do we know the purpose of others unless they reveal it. So go on and be great. Go on and be great. I'm be honest. I'm thinking about doing this motivational thing, because the more people I motivate, the more people can motivate me. The more I'm motivated, because I want, like I said, I want to have rich friends. I want to have great friends, rich in mind, body, spirit, right? And the more I can express that to people and show them how I'm doing it, whether they take my advice or not, it's more motivating to me to be able to have these conversations, and having the conversations with different people who's going to give me different feedback, different pushback, is better than just having these conversations with kind of with myself and a camera, right? I'm getting good feedback, I'm getting good comments and reactions on these videos, right? And I love it. But I think, even if it's not as a motivation to speak, I think I just want to speak to people and get their reactions and responses more. You know what I mean? And it's hard because like I said, I'm very introverted. I'm not really outgoing. I could fake it, but so much, like, you know what I mean? And I literally have a social battery. I literally have a social battery. So when at events and stuff like that, I be ready to go. I be ready to go. Like, I can go brown nose. Well, I don't brown nose, but I can go shake hands and show face, and now I'm just ready to go. Like, I did it. I seen everything that I need to see. I greeted the people I needed to greet. They seen me. I seen them. Now let me go home and be in the comfort of my own place and my own space. With that being said, that was episode 92, 100 Simple Life Truths. Live the width of your life. I think that was what it was titled. I think that was what it was titled. And remember, man, the pain that you're feeling is only the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is uh it is the remedy in which the physician within you heals your sick self. So therefore, drink the remedy in silence and tranquility. Drink the remedy in silence and tranquility. Accept that you're learning, accept that you're growing, accept that it's gonna hurt, right? Sometimes you gotta change your clothes. Sometimes you gotta change your ideas, change the perceptions. As you grow, your ideas is gonna change. You can't wear the same small shirt for life, right? You get that same shirt that you wore in the 10th grade, that was like your favorite shirt, right? You grew out of it. And if you would have kept it on, you would have been squeezed tighter and tighter, because you gotta break out of that shell, right? You gotta grow. You have to grow. If you're not growing, you become stagnant, life moves past you. So my only ask for all the people that's watching this, that made it this far, is to grow. Learn yourself, learn life, learn the intricacies of interaction with people and your goals. Interact with your goals, right? Have a relationship with your goals, have a relationship with yourself, and embrace the challenges of life. Because the losses that you've taken today, the losses that you may have taken 5 years ago, what are they now? You don't think about those losses. You're probably more grateful because you're in a better place had you actually won that challenge, right? You know what I mean? You're in a better place. Like, for me, if I would have became a Customs and Border Patrol agent, which is something that I really, really wanted, I would have been miserable in life. And right now I'm happy. I'm in a good space. So whatever is happening to you today, don't dwell too hard on it, because in the next 5 years, tomorrow, it may not matter. Right? You never want to live things twice. You never want to live things twice. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, and opportunity. Success is when opportunity meets preparation. So give it your all every day. Keep growing, keep learning, keep loving yourself mainly, but love the things around you. The people around you that are motivating, that really love you, they're gonna be your best friends. They're gonna be the ones that are gonna give you the right information. They're gonna be the ones that you can vent to, you can listen to. Uh, they listen to you, and never underestimate good friends. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to Sha. Shout out to Rum. Those are my like friends that I can consider like legit friends, right? Um, and yeah, live the width of your life. Make every day count. I'm out.